everyone, and welcome to another franchise info video here on Rouge Gaming. I'm Original Big Rouge, of course, and thank you for being here. Today we are going to be going over how to set up your team. We're going to be going over the depth chart screens, how to put players in different packages, your schemes, your auto subs, all that kind of stuff. We're going to try to keep it as short as possible because this can be a little bit of a long-winded discussion, but we'll try to keep it as short as possible. So to start, we're going to go into schemes and how they impact XP. In our last video, we talked about coach schemes and team schemes and kind of how they impact the XP of the players when you're going through your training and that sort of thing. So when you look at schemes, you go into your coach menu here, go to the team tab, my coach, schemes, and from here you'll see there is a chance to look at and change your offensive scheme, your defensive scheme, as well as your playbooks. What this does is it shows you the percentage of your team that's a scheme fit for each side of the ball. So if you're looking to upgrade a certain position, or maybe you want to change the way your team plays, this is more of a kind of a role play-esque type of situation, if you will. More or less, if you have young players at that position that you're trying to get XP for at a faster rate, this is the best way to do it. So you can see like our entire offensive line, all of our tight ends, our running back, they're all scheme fit. So we're 84%. As soon as we switch though, you can start seeing that our percentage goes up or down based on what archetypes fit that scheme. So here's a perfect example, air raid, right? We have almost no pass protector linemen. We have no blocking tight ends. We have no receiving backs, no blocking fullbacks. We have nothing, right? But if we go a couple back, we had one that was 88%. And you can see all of our running backs are elusive backs. All of our wide receivers are deep threats. All of our tight ends are vertical threats, and 4 out of our 5 positions are agile for offensive line. And then we have 1 left tackle that's pass protector. So let's say we had a young left tackle, and that tackle was the pass protector. We could probably just leave it at this. Same on defense. So here, there's 1 person, a left end, who does not fit this scheme. So this is basically perfect. If we could find one that was higher, which I don't think we're going to be able to, no. So this one's at 96%, so that's perfect. The playbook section is going to kind of explain to you what the playbooks are. So it'll give you how many plays and how many sets for each formation there is in the playbook. It will also explain kind of what the playbook is, right? So it says here the LA Rams playbook is built on zone run and a West Coast scheme. So it's going to be built on stretches, inside zones, and then West Coast is going to be, you're either throwing the check down or the touchdown, right? So it says the goal of this playbook is to run the ball to set up play action, attacking short and intermediate levels of the field. So if you play off coach suggestions, this part is going to be important because each playbook is set up to be able to mimic what this description is telling you. So it's going to tell you, so zone run, so it'll probably give you a lot of first and second down runs, possibly play action. Third and shorts are probably going to be runs, maybe some play action, stuff like that. Very situational type plays for where you're at in the game. So that is the schemes. You can also look at other teams if you want. It'll tell you what they run. So let's say you play a team or you like the way a certain team plays. You can go through and you can see what they do and maybe take what they're doing and bring it to your team. So let's move to the depth chart screens. So this adjust lineup screen is a depth chart screen. When you go into it, it'll bring up kind of a visual display of your depth chart. It'll show you your first strings will show up top, and then as you work down, it'll show you your backups. It'll only ever show, for the skill positions, it'll show 3 deep. It's a little confusing, but if you have positions where there's multiple of them on the field at any given time, such as receiver or corner, what you'll get is you'll get this split look. And basically what that means is when you're looking at it, you want to go from wide receiver 1, so Cooper Kupp is our first string, Robert Woods is our second string. You're going to come back over here and go down 1. Josh Reynolds is our third string. Go back this way, 4th string Van Jefferson. Back this way, Simba Webster, 5th string. You can also check this by clicking and holding anybody, and it will show the entire list. This is also how you would adjust your depth chart here if you wanted to. You could just click and hold, move guys around, that sort of thing. I don't necessarily like this menu. The only thing that this menu is really good for is to set up your X factors if you have multiple. If you have 3 or less, they'll set automatically. Then you don't really have to worry about it. It'll just do it automatically because there's no way to customize it. If you have more than 3, you'll get an option to be able to go into a menu. So that's a rundown of what you see here. Like I said, it's great for the visual because you can see right away these kind of bronze colored cards. These are normal dev. The grayish silver are stars. And then you have these golds with the wings kind of in the bottom corners. Those are your superstars. And then your X factors are going to be kind of the reddish color with the wings on the bottom corners as well. So that's how you can tell kind of right away who has them. If anybody has hidden development, it will be blue. There you go. Cam Akers is blue. That just means we haven't unlocked his development trait yet. So it is kind of a good way of getting a visual of your team and seeing who has what dev at a snapshot. To go into the actual depth chart, you want to go to My Team, then you go to Depth Chart. From here, this is where you can go in and really move around your players. So if you have a good way to look at this, so let's say your defensive ends, right? Outside linebackers, D tackles, and both left end, right end can play anywhere on the defensive line. You can't switch this from the other menu. It has to be done from this depth chart menu. The other menu will only give you the top 3 for the most part at most positions. So this menu is good for making those changes. The other menu is good for, the visuals of, where your team is at. You can kind of look at it almost like a poster board, like a cork board, whiteboard type feel. But this is really where you want to be making your changes. When you want to make a change, all you have to do is click on one player and then move up or down and click on another player. It will swap them out. So it's as easy as that. It'll make the change on right away for you. If you want to auto reorder for any reason, click triangle or Y on your controller. It'll ask if you want to reorder the entire depth chart. Go ahead. There's no option to lock guys in. That is something that I wish they would bring into franchise. Let's say you have a couple of wide receivers or a couple of linebackers that might be young, but they're lower overall that you're trying to start. I wish they would allow you to lock those positions so that when you reordered, it would keep them where they're at. Unfortunately, they don't have that. Maybe they'll bring that in the future. So let's go. I also wanted to talk about auto subs in this one, just because we were talking about setting up our team. So when you have your fatigue set. I've personally set my fatigue to 55 on all of my franchises. Gives it a little bit more realism. That way, I can't run a running back over and over and over again without him getting tired and potentially injured. These settings will also give you a little bit more realism, because if you overuse a guy, or let's say he gets tired, it'll sub guys out, especially on defense. You'll notice the defensive line subbing out, corners maybe subbing out, depending on your setting. I use Flazko's Madden 20 settings right now. I'll leave a link to that in the description so that you guys can check that out. But that'll help you with a little bit more realism. Fullback tight end is usually pretty low. O-line is 0 and 1. So basically, unless they're hurt or unless you make a change in game, they'll never come out. So just stuff like that. So that's something that you can do as well if you choose. You can also make formation subs. And you can do this in-game fairly easily. From the play calling menu, you can go in and make all these changes. But if you're playing a franchise and you don't want to make the changes every single game, you can go into here and you can make the changes yourself. So let's say in the 4-4 we want, where is he? Aaron Donald. Maybe we want Aaron Donald playing inside, right? So we're going to click on Aaron Donald. We'll just pick the first guy here. So now Michael Hoyt is playing there. And let's say we want to bring him inside here. We'll replace him with Greg Gaines. So now we'll scroll down until we get Aaron Donald. And I'm sorry, guys, they did not do a very good job on the UI on this. So you're going to have to kind of trust the player card in the middle. So you see where it says Greg Gaines, number 91. You're going to have to trust that. And then as you're scrolling through the menu here at the bottom, you're going to have to look to the right to see which person you're on. So once you're on him, we want Aaron Donald. Click again. So it's going to replace Aaron Donald there. And then let's say we wanted to put Morgan Fox on the outside because he's a little bit better of a defensive lineman. We click Michael Hoyt. Go down to Morgan Fox. Click him. And there we go. So now every time until I change this either in-game or back out here, it will be Aaron Donald playing on the inside on that side every time unless he's tired or we sub him out. So that's something too that you guys can do. Add a little bit more personality to your plays. Maybe you have a play on offense. You know, maybe you have a super speed guy that you want running in this particular bunch set. You can do that as long as the positions will allow it. Some plays you can only put tight ends there. Some plays you can only put wide receivers there, and so on and so forth. But that's something else that you can do, guys, to customize your playbooks and to customize your styles a little bit in Madden. So that's it, guys. That's all I had on the agenda for today's video. Hopefully that helped. We went over the depth charts and some of the auto subs. And we went over schemes and the formation subs there. So thanks again, guys, for the support. I really do appreciate it. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button if you liked what you saw. Leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions for what you'd like to see in the future. And, of course, hit that like button. Help me advertise these videos to the YouTube communities. Likes are very much liked by YouTube. It pushes the videos up the standings and helps bring it to a bigger audience. Thanks again, everybody. I do appreciate the support, and we will be seeing you in the next episode.